Welcome to Boston. As one of the oldest cities in the United States and the birthplace of the American Revolution, Boston has helped define a nation. We have almost 400 years of history, culture, and innovation to cover in just 5 minutes. We better get moving. The history of Boston begins in 1630, just 10 years after the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth Rock. Boston was the site of major events in American history, including the Boston Tea Party and the Boston Massacre, which occurred right here where I'm standing today. It was just outside the city of Boston where General George Washington first took command of his troops. And at the Battle of Bunker Hill, where the shot heard around the world marked the beginning of the American Revolution. Built in 1713, the old State House, located in the heart of Boston, is the oldest surviving public building in the city and the home of the first elected legislative body in the New World. It was from the balcony of this building that the Declaration of Independence was read to the people of Boston for the very first time. And it's Boston's port that caused it to grow into America's largest, wealthiest, and most influential city in those early days. With this wealth came great minds who would put the city in the forefront of education, innovation, and city development. A leader in education from the beginning, Boston was the site of the first public school, the first university, later named Harvard University, and the first public library. This strong and deeply rooted later served as a continuing incubator of innovation, leading to such monumental discoveries as the Tremont Street subway. In 1897, the Tremont Street subway, now known as the T, became the first subway in America, which now connects Boston to the surrounding New England area. Just 4 years after being settled, the city designated the Boston Common as the first public park in the original colonies, which brings a touch of relaxation and greenery to a busy city. But there's a lot more to see. Let's go. Even eating and drinking in Boston can involve some history. Only here can you visit America's oldest still operating Oyster House, a favorite of John F. Kennedy. Of course, the most famous bar in Boston is none other than Cheers, where everybody knows your name. And a visit to Boston is not complete without a meal in the North End, Boston's tiny and oldest residential neighborhood with more than 100 restaurants. So let's keep moving. If you still have energy and money, where else but Faneuil Hall and Quincy Market can you walk along the same cobblestone streets as our founding fathers and shop at locally owned boutiques or large chain stores? But if you prefer the designer brands, then you want to visit Newbury Street, the fashion center of Boston. Boston was the site of baseball's first World Series in 1903, played on what is now Northeastern University's campus. Boston is also host to the world's oldest annual marathon, the Boston Marathon. These grueling 26.2 miles have been conquered by such legends as former governor and presidential candidate Mike Dukakis.
And the more infamous Mike Lake.
Bostonians have been faithful fans to the Boston Red Sox, the Boston Celtics, the Boston Bruins, and of course, the New England Patriots. We proudly enjoy Fenway Park, the oldest major league ballpark in the nation, established in 1912. Further shaping Boston's culture are the plentiful museums, concert halls, and theaters, ranging from the Museum of Fine Arts and the Institute of Contemporary Art to the Museum of Science to the John F. Kennedy Presidential Library to Boston's Symphony Hall. But for the more sophisticated visitors, we also have my favorite, the Boston Children's Museum. There's much more to see. Let's keep moving. Today, the Boston area is home to 66 colleges and universities, the largest concentration of such institutions in the world. Approximately half of Boston's population is comprised of students who need jobs and an affordable cost of living after they graduate, which is one of the greatest challenges facing the city and its people. Like all cities, Boston continues to face challenges, including converting existing buildings to green standards, increasing investment to maintain and expand transportation infrastructure, and, as I mentioned, retaining residents. We have experienced the brain drain, losing young, educated job seekers to cities with a much lower cost of living, and some might even say better climates. But Boston would not be the world-class city it is today had it not been for its trials and triumphs over the last 400 years. Among the city's greatest modern successes are the increase in the supply of affordable housing through smart growth zoning overlay legislation, the economic development through the attraction of high-technology industries, the on-time, under-budget completion of Deer Island, America's second-largest wastewater treatment facility, and of course, the extraordinary ambition of the Big Dig. I don't know about you, but I'm exhausted. With so much more to learn and experience, you'll have to come back and visit real soon.